For those of a certain age, the name Nick Mileti conjures vivid memories. He headed investment groups that owned the Cleveland Barons, the Indians, the Cavaliers, and the Crusaders, as well as the old Cleveland Arena and the legendary Richfield Coliseum, all at the same time.
They were all great. I mean, things like that don't happen. You make them happen.
It was particularly significant when he took over the Indians in 1972 because he prevented a possible move to New Orleans.
Did the Indians come close to moving to New Orleans?
Well, they certainly did. They made a deal.
As Nick recalls, he bought the club from Vernon Stouffer in the morning and canceled the deal with New Orleans in the afternoon.
It was like I took a hammer and smashed it on their head. And I'm very proud of that.
In 1974, he opened the 20,000-seat Richfield Coliseum, maybe the last sports facility in the country built entirely with private funds. The world has changed. In the last quarter century, taxpayers here have built stadiums for football, baseball, and basketball teams. The Richfield Coliseum has been demolished. Only a vacant field remains.
Have you ever seen what's left of it?
I have.
Have you?
It's pathetic.
Yes.
Very sad.
Yes.
He bought Cleveland's 50,000-watt radio station, where we heard Joe Tate broadcast the games.
Snyder sideline left. Snyder on the dribble drive to the hoop. Put it up. Goal!
Nick, in your heyday, did this town treat you like a hero?
I used to walk in the theatrical for dinner, and the people, 100-plus people, would stand up and applaud. Believe me, when you're a kid from John Adams High School, it's very impressive.
In his previous life, Nick was a lawyer, city prosecutor in the suburb of Lakewood, and he was a pioneer in senior citizen housing. So what led him into sports?
Everything was falling apart in Cleveland. And I was from Cleveland, and I wouldn't allow it. And they don't need me anymore. But they needed me in those days. It was a different city.
Who's doing a good job now, would you say?
Dan Gilbert.
Have you met Dan Gilbert?
I talked to him on the phone.
Did you?
Seems to be real on the ball.
Really?
You see this watch? He gave it to me.
Really? Boy, you had so many highs that even successful people only dream about.
Whatever works, you
Boy,
know.
yeah,
there was no plan
Yes.
as such. It just trying to put it together to make it work.
Even Nick's cousin Joe Zingali got involved. He put Cleveland in the World Team Tennis League.
He's dead now, but that's a terrible tragedy. He was only 80 and he dropped dead.
The values of these franchises have skyrocketed. Nick bought the Indians for $10 million in 1972. Half a century later, they're worth $1 billion.
Go ahead, rub it in. You win some and lose some.
Over the years, Nick has lived in Italy, where he owned a villa, and in Palm Beach, Florida. Nick is now 91 years old, and he recently moved back home. He lives alone in a senior citizen complex here. His son James and James's wife visit him every day. Nick is not content.
Not at all.
No,
Why would I be content with my life?
I don't know.
No. No, nothing happening.
But in his day, he was a happening guy.